New Radio Sports Network and 105.1 The GOAT. We're joined by head coach Michael Peck after Gibraltar falls in this one, 38-18, the Lena St. Thomas Aquinas. And coach, first of all, what was the message to your guys tonight? Obviously, the result of the game probably wasn't as important as some of the other things that happened tonight.
Yeah, we just talked about it is homecoming weekend, and we talked a lot about choices and making smart choice. But obviously, emotionally, I don't know where a lot of our kids are at. It's obviously nothing really after the second quarter is probably registering with a lot of the kids based on what happened tonight. So we kind of talked a little bit about unfortunate things in life, and sometimes it's not fair, and how things happen, and how we're going to have adversity. And I think our kids in the second half showed that they were ready to fight. But all things considered, you can look out there right now, and there's kids that are hurting right now.
Yeah, it's got that last game of the season type of vibe. You saw Braden City, making sure that he hugged coaches and going up to coaches. Marshall Maltby, it looked like, gave you a nice long embrace before you came up here as well. I mean, that's got to be the really hard thing as well, because there's a lot of players that obviously, once again, you're in a position to do some special things. And as you mentioned, just some things are just unfair sometimes.
Yeah, unfortunately right now, I don't think any of us are too worried about what's going to happen next week or 2 weeks from now or 3 weeks from now. I think a lot of thoughts are, with one of our players who's in Sturgeon Bay right now, and we're hoping he's getting the best care he can get.
And then kind of go to the game here. We talked about Lena in their running game and how powerful and how strong it is. And certainly in the second half, they were able to eat up a whole lot of clock. And I think they just started to really kind of wear you guys down.
Yeah, they started to wear us down, but I'm not going to lie. We were pretty content as far as the coaching staff to let them keep running and get 3 or 4 yards at a crack and kill the clock. I mean, at 38-18, we knew what the end result was going to be, and we got some of our kids in that didn't get a lot of playing time, and they got, 10, 12, 14 plays, and that's probably going to be more valuable than whether or not we could score one more touchdown. We kind of knew what the result was going to be at that point.
And as you mentioned, obviously, the thoughts are in Sturgeon Bay right now, maybe not necessarily here, but what do you have to do this weekend and kind of get your guys ready to go to kind of play out the season at this point?
Well, firstly, we talked about there's a lot of their friends that are here that want to talk to them after a game, and that's one of the things they always do. So we talk to them, try and make it as close to normal as you can. Obviously, those kids sat here and watched the game, and they may not have seen some of the things that we saw to realize where some of our mindset's at, and then kind of talked about, homecoming, you got to go have fun. And then emotionally where they're at, we just kind of talked about, our coaches were here for them. If they need anything, they know my number, they know how to get a hold of me. So that's kind of what the message was. So we're not really doing a whole lot. We had a JV game scheduled for Monday that got canceled at halftime. So pretty much it's making sure they're mentally ready for Monday and ready to see where we'll have to be, and we'll see what the future brings for us.
Well, Coach, we'll let you go, and we'll talk to you as we get ready for Oneida Nation, NEW Lutheran, Providence Academy, other school associated there as well. We thank you so much for the time.
Thanks, Tim. Appreciate it.
For New Radio Sports Network and 105.1 The GOAT, I'm Tim Coles reporting.